Nick Foligno right there, but Pucks and Pigskins coming together recently as a pair of Ohio pro teams coming together. You can see Freddie Kitchens, Baker Mayfield being presented with Columbus Blue Jackets jerseys, courtesy of Captain Nick Foligno and Brandon Dubinsky right there. Pretty cool stuff. Getting the number 9 for Kitchens, the number 6 for Baker Mayfield. The captain of the Blue Jackets, Nick Foligno, there and joining us right now on NHL Tonight. Nick, what was that experience like heading out to Browns training camp? Had you done that before? And if not, what was it like the first time?
Yeah, it was awesome. I'd never experienced a training camp, so to go out there and kind of see, first of all, their facility is unbelievable. Kind of puts to shame our league in just the sense of what those guys have. And, I mean, obviously the magnitude of it just being how many guys are on the roster, but just it was really impressive to see what they use to get ready in the season. And then, just to see those guys and up close. I think, we watch them on TV and you see what they can do, but then to see it up close and personal when they're really running the routes and how big they are and how fast they move. I stood next to Myles Garrett at one point and couldn't believe the size of the guy and how fast he is. So really cool experience. Great to meet the coach, obviously Freddie Kitchens, and then Baker Mayfield. He's such a polarizing figure, I think, in the sports world right now. So just to kind of see, he's still kind of a kid, You talk to him and he's got this this pinch me kind of attitude where he's just enjoying the moment. You can just see how he's a competitor once he hits the field, but flips the switch when he's off and just having a great time and enjoying himself. I think it's contagious for his teammates.
Any takeaways, Nick, from what you saw at training camp? You're a veteran player in the National Hockey League. You've been around for a long time. You come down, you go to a training camp for a football team. What stands out to you?
First of all, it gets me excited to get going. I think these are kind of the dog days of the summer where you're just kind of in between. You've trained all summer, and now you just want to get rocking and rolling. But just watching those guys, and I think, too, where Cleveland is, they feel like the optimism's there. They got a bunch of new faces. Their team's kind of turning the corner. It kind of reminds me of where we are as a franchise as well in Columbus and how we've worked the past few years to really, show up on the national stage and impress people in our league and the hockey community. And so it's kind of cool to see the correlation between both teams, and they're kind of just starting that process, and we're a few years into it. So that's kind of the takeaway. It was cool, the feeling in that that training camp and the fans all there to watch them. They're excited about the possibility of what this team can do, and I think a lot of people feel the same way about our team.
That wasn't the only stop you guys made that day. You also met a young hockey player by the name of Ryan, and an incredible story coming out of that. What impact did that kind of interaction have on you, and if you could share a little bit about that meeting and maybe a little bit more about his story?
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible kid. I said, just, you meet a lot of these kids and some just, they just stick with you. And Ryan's that guy. He just, when you talk to him, he's personable, funny, and he's got a great family. And, we feel for him, obviously, the situation they're going through and the fight that he's in. But I've been on that side, too, where, you've gone through some things with your family, and any little moment that you can give, it's amazing what that can do to a family. And I think we just felt so good that we were able to do it. It worked out that we could see him. He was feeling well, and kind of go in and make him smile and then have a little fun with him. I think, you're facing such scary times. I've been through it where with my own kids, that little 5 minutes that you can kind of forget and let them be kids again, it's an incredible thing to witness. And I feel so blessed to be in a position to do that for them and have a lot of fun with them. So, Brandon and I enjoyed it. We got to see his room, which just got remade into a whole hockey room, which would make any kid jealous, myself included. So that was really neat to see. And we're just wishing him and his family all the best. I think he's going to be coming to a game in November, which would be great to see him and actually have him meet all the guys. But we're hoping for the best for him and look forward to seeing him in November.
Nick, you're a great captain. You're a great spokesperson. I feel like we're co-workers. We have you on so much because we enjoy it because you're that good. But I'm really interested. I mean, where does that come from in your background? And I know your background. You've been through a lot of things in a lot of different areas, like a lot of families in America. But where do you get that from? What's the foundation of Nick Foligno?
You know what? It's my family. I'm a huge family man, and I think it was passed down from my mother and my father. I watched them and how they interacted with people, and I just felt like it was something that I admired about them and wanted to do in my life with whatever path I chose. But I was lucky to have role models like that, and I have incredible sisters and a brother who feel the same way, and we support each other in a lot of aspects. I have an amazing wife who is the same way with her thoughts and trying to give back. And I've always felt you got to leave the world a better place than when you came in, and we're lucky. With the platform that we have as players, I never take for granted the game. I think I watched that from my dad. He loved the game so much and felt like he had to give back because of what the game gave us and him. So I want to make sure that was the same thing when I played, and I've been really enjoying it. I'm blessed to do what I do, but also to come across the people that I get to come across. And no matter what goes on in your life, it can always be worse. That's kind of a motto that we've adopted over the years with everything that's gone on. And we have a lot of things that we're blessed with. So lucky to come across, like I said, some amazing people and learn their stories and just try to encourage and help any way you can.
Well said. Well said right there. Speaking of your team, a lot of turnover this offseason. Kind of expected that with so many free agents coming up. And you had a quote earlier this summer, quote, "You don't leave a good team to try and find another one. You want guys fully on board." A lot of guys kind of jumped off board and went other places. Where do you kind of see the state of the Jackets right now? And how do you guys kind of build off of what you did last year and having so much success?
Yeah, you know what? I stand true to that. I really feel like, those guys had every right to leave. And I'm still friends with them, and I wish them all the best. But as a teammate and as a leader of this team, I want guys here who want to be here. And I think what we're building is special. And you could see it starting to cultivate last year. And we wanted that to continue. So, selfishly, I think we're a really good team, and we're showing that year after year. And you want guys here that want to do that. So, they don't want to be. We get guys in here that do. We bring in Gustav Nyquist. He's excited. It brings such an element to your team when you have everyone bought in. There's no trying to figure out how it's going to go. It's everyone buys into their roles, and away we go. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think a lot of people are wondering how it's going to go for our team this year with some new faces, some guys that have to step up into roles. But that's honestly how you grow. I think our team needs that. I think it needs a breath of fresh air in some aspects to really get to that next level, and that's a Stanley Cup. And, it's never easy. Every year you go into the season, every team thinks they have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. And, we really feel like we're a team, though, that's consistently proven that we're in the upper echelon of the league. So another great opportunity for everyone thinking that, with the departures, we're going to be down and out. To prove everyone wrong, and I think that's a great chip to have on your shoulder.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Nick. The league is tighter than it's ever been. It's easy to focus on the players that left, but let's focus for a second on the players that are coming up, some of the young players like Texteri about Merzlikins, a guy that's going to be called upon to probably play a pretty big role for you guys in net. Have you seen much of these guys yet this summer? How excited are you to have them joining your team next year?
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I think, the influx of youth sometimes just pushes you. We're already a young team, but sometimes these guys have a chance to grab a hold of the opportunity in front of them. And the way the league's going now, it seems like younger players are doing that more and more and really, growing and running with it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see those players. I don't know much about Elvis. Obviously, I've heard great things, but haven't really seen him. I'm excited to see what he can bring. He's got a great swagger to him, as everyone's talked about. But hopefully that translates to the ice, which I'm sure it will. But then you got Josh Anderson, who I think is going to get better. I think you saw Oliver Bjorkstrand, who really took huge steps in the playoffs, and I think he's really poised to understand. He's finally understanding himself as an NHL player and what he needs to bring on a nightly basis. Cam Atkinson is a superstar that doesn't get talked about very often, or often enough as far as I'm concerned. I think we have one of the better back ends in the league. Depth-wise, when you look at our top four, and then who else is fighting to stay in the top six. So I really like the way we're made, and it's going to be by committee, which is a lot of fun. I think guys, look forward to that opportunity when you can all have a chance at chipping in, and it's not the same guy every night. It's everybody having to contribute. I think you feel more responsible and helping your team, and I think guys took that to heart this summer because I saw a lot of them a few weeks ago at my charity event, and they all look great and poised to have good years.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing how it plays out this coming season on the ice. Always appreciate you coming on. Like Lot said, feel like a coworker at this point. So thanks again. We'll probably talk to you
for a few more years.
Yeah, we'll talk. I was going to say we'll talk to you either later this week or probably next week or something like that. But if not, focus on the off season. Enjoy what's left of your summer, and we'll talk to you shortly down the road. Okay?
Thanks so much, guys. Always love coming on.
All right, thanks, Nick, captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets,
Nice
right
guy.
there, and you can see why he wears the C on his sweater, Nick Foligno.